Hello, hello everyone. Let me welcome you to today's session. I am your trainer Munene Morris. Today we are going to discuss the basic calculation functions in Excel to make you incorporate Excel technology in your daily activities. With me, I have a table which we are going to interact with in calculation of the data using some of the functions. To begin with, we are going to calculate the totals using the sum function, and there are many ways that we can calculate this sum function. Always remember that a function will always start with a equal sign. So we put a equal sign, and then this is followed by, we can write the word sum. We write the word sum, and then this one is also followed by the opening bracket, and then from here we can decide to take these manually. Remember, when I write like this, I can see the cell there, and then remember this one goes from B3 through D3. I can decide to write it manually by writing the equal the colon there, and then there I can write manually D3, and when I'm done with that, you can see it is selecting me the reach, which it is highlighted in blue. And also when you look here at the top here at the formula bar, it is also displayed. Then I can click enter, and there I have my total. That is one way you can get the area, the sum of the data. The second way that I can use, I can select the cell that I want the total be calculated or be indicated. Then I can go under the insert formula, or you can go to the home tab, then under the edit, then there is the auto sum. Then you click the drop down, and then you select the sum. So you see automatically it highlight the sum, the range for me, that is from B4 through D4, and then from there I can just click enter, and there I have the sum. That is another way that you can work on that. Then there is also another feature which is known as the autofill feature, which I think it is more interesting to work with. If it is this cell, I can copy through the other cells by moving around my cursor to the bottom corner, and when my cursor changes to a plus sign, I can hold and drag up to where I want to copy my formula, and there I have. Remember, this auto feature works where we have the pattern, e.g. if we want to insert the numbers, days, months. For example, if here I have a day like Monday, I just need to write the day, which is the Monday like that. Then from there I can just hover around until my cursor changes, then I can drag, and you see I have the days without me numbering them. The same case, I can work with the months, starting with the first month of the year, which is the January. I write January. Let me hope it is the correct spelling. And then from there I can also hold my mouse and drag around up to December, and then I release. The same case applies with the numbers. I can just write 1 if it is the one that I need, 1, and then if I write that one, I can just hold around and paste. If it doesn't work, there is a drop down autofill options here. Then I can click on, or I can tick on fill the cells, and see there I have my numbers indicated from number 1 up to the number that I have indicated. So that is the advantage of using the autofill feature, because we can use it to complete the pattern, So those were the 3 methods that we can get the sum of a given number. So here down, let us also get the sum. We can just indicate, the first thing that we need to do is to put the equal sign. Remember always to start with the equal sign. Then I write there sum. Then I have the bracket, and then from here I can I write and select the range. So if I wanted to calculate up to that point, and then I can just click enter, and there I have the sum. That's another method that we can use to get the sum of a data. Then I can copy it throughout to get the sum for the January, February and March. Another function that we can use to calculate, it's the maximum. And if there is any formula that you forget how it is calculated in Excel, there is the formula under the menu tab here. You can just click on this formula, and if you click, there is the insertion of the insert the function, or you can go to these various function groupings library. That is the library function, and if you click on this insert function, and then there is any that you have forgotten, there is here which is written type a brief description, and if it is the maximum that we need, you can just write maximum, and there you go, click go, and there you have it. You can just select from here, and if there is anything that you have forgotten, you can see it returns the largest value in a set value, ignores the logic functions and text. And if you find that you have forgotten this, you can also click on the help on this function, and it will go to the web and to search for you the function and some of the examples that has already been calculated for you, and you can see how it works. That is in case you forget any of the function. So for us, we need to get the maximum value that was recorded in the month of January. So we just need to start with I've told you that any function starts with the equal sign. So we just start with equal, then we can type the max, and if we type the max followed by the bracket, then from there we can select the range that we need. We want it to start from B3 all the way through to B8, and then from there we can click enter, and there it gives us the maximum recorded in that one was 500, which I think it is correct. And then instead of us calculating, we can copy all through to get the maximum value, and also we can get even the maximum total. So there we have the maximum. Also, to calculate the minimum, we need to start with the equal sign. Also, you start with the equal sign, then you can type the mini, then followed by the opening bracket, and then from there we can also select the range so that we can see the minimum which was recorded in that month. Then if we select the range, we can click on enter, and we can see the minimum recorded in the month of January was 100. Then we can copy throughout to replicate until even the totals. Good, we can copy. Then also we can also calculate the average. We can use the autofill feature by clicking this drop down. Then we click on the average, And you see now when we click here, it gives us a long legend. So when using the autofill feature, you need to be specific on the range. And see, you can see as we need from here all the way to up there. That is from B3 to B8. And then if we get that, we can just click OK. And you can see the average for this was 78.33. So we can duplicate this by just moving around, dragging around, and that we have the average. Then another thing that we need to calculate, we can get also the count. We see the number of occurrences or the number of records that we had. We start with the equal sign. Then from there you can type the word count. We can type the word count, followed by the bracket, and then we can select the range. We can also select the range that we need to count up to. We need to count up to there, B3 to B4, B8. Then we can click enter. So there were 6 occurrences, or there were 6 observations made in that month. Then we can also calculate or drag through to get the entire total. So that is a basic calculations. Remember, there are many other. We can get even the difference between, we can multiply the month of February and the month of this. So maybe assuming that this column I need to get the product of this, I can just go direct. I say this one I need to have the equals. Then I want to calculate the B3, that is to multiply B3 multiplied by B, and that is C3 also. So I use the asterisk here, then multiplied by C3 like that direct, and then I click enter, and there I have my result for multiplication. Alternatively, I can use equal sign, then I use the product. So I have the product as this is my product function, then a bracket, then here I need B4. I have B4, then separated by a comma, then I'm multiplying it by C4. I'm multiplying it by C, then 4, and then I can click enter. So there I have my multiplication. So in the rows that I need to get the product, I can hold my left button of the mouse and then drag, and the autofill fills for me the other result, or compute the other rows, or copies the formula. I can also get the difference by using, if I wanted to see the range, or the range between the January and the March, I can use the formula direct. So I have minus equals for the function. Then I have this one is D3, and I can subtract D3, then I subtract it from I subtract B3. I subtract B3 that way, and then I can click enter. So I have my range is 490, which is true. Then I can copy these down to get the differences of the other. So those are the simple basic calculations that we can work with in Excel, which we encounter each and every day in our day-to-day activities of any office. Another thing that we can do, remember here we have the title for this data. So we can merge this cell and put this one to the center by highlighting the cells that we need to format here. Then we can go under the home. Here we have this drop down for the merging, and then we can say we merge it and put it to the center. So you can see there. And then remember here we can increase the footings, we can reduce the footings, we can apply it to different colors, or alternatively you can use the cell style here, and then you can have different, you can put the title, you can put it under head 1, and there you have a nice looking for that. Then another thing that you can do with the table, it is always good to have it in a style, so we can just highlight it like this and then go under the format as table, then we click there and look for the light styling that we need for our table, then we can click OK. So and there we have a very nice looking table, a very nice looking table. And I think that brings us to an end of our today's session. You can see how interactive, how interesting it is to work with this calculation. Thank you. I was your trainer, Maurice Monene.